Hi, this is Brian Albright of Aftermarket Business World Magazine. Thanks for joining us today for our Google Hangout about the value of 3PLs and balancing customer demands and costs. My guest today is Alan Amling, Vice President of Global Logistics and Distribution at UPS. Thanks for being with us today, Alan.
All right, thanks a lot, Brian. Good to be here.
Well, great. We have a few questions for you today. First off,
Sure.
how can companies in the aftermarket or other markets leverage third-party logistics services to improve their overall supply chain performance?
Well, great question. So, supply chain managers in the aftermarket are constantly making choices, and they're balancing cost between time and cost. And 3PLs, when you're doing that balancing act, can help. 3PLs have existing facilities, existing technology, existing expertise in place. So when you're making those supply chain trade-offs and how many parts to be and how many facilities and how far apart and optimizing the transportation, leveraging a 3PL can help. Think of it as a logistics cloud that you can tap into and use what you want when you want. The other key thing to think about when determining whether to use a 3PL are some of the big trends that are happening right now. Think about globalization. And let's just pick on China, where half of the growth in emerging markets over the next 5 years is going to happen in China. A lot of aerospace, a lot of automotive that have heavy aftermarket needs. Do you have the trade management capabilities to go into China? Do you have the facilities? Do you have the expertise? Those are areas where you can tap into to a 3PL. The other is e-commerce. So you've got your dealer networks. Now more and more companies are looking at going direct to consumer. How do you balance that? That's a very difficult equation. We have in the auto area, we have a customer that's balancing that by they stick with their dealer network. They go online. They have their own online channel, as well as Amazon, and it's all fed through a central inventory that UPS holds for them. So there's a lot of different ways to get to the right equation on customer service and profit, and 3PLs give you some flexibility there.
What are some other ways that 3PLs can help with that balance? As you mentioned, customer demands have increased in terms of speed and flexibility, but all of those things come with a cost. So, how else can you balance meeting those customer demands with actually trying to do so profitably? Because customers obviously want costs to stay low, even though you're doing more for them.
Right. Right. So it really depends on your strategy. What do you want to be? What do you want to be known for? Do you want to be known as the low cost, as high service, as high availability? Once you determine your strategy, then you can determine the best supply chain structure. So what I would say is, all the time, your supply chain should never dictate your business strategy. Your supply chain should be supporting your business strategy. So let me give you an example. So if your strategy is around high availability of parts and quick turnaround of parts, you're going to have more parts in more facilities that are closer to your end customer base, so you can get those parts to your customers quicker. The trade-off, you're going to have a little more inventory. So, when there's not one answer. It really depends on what your strategy is and how you balance those different variables in your supply chain.
All right. Well, how do better inventory and supply chain visibility help make some of this possible then?
Oh yeah, visibility is key. You get what you measure, and you can't measure what you can't see. You can't optimize what you can't see. So having an inventory system, an IT system that not only keeps accurate inventory, so if it's not accurate, it's garbage in, garbage out. So that's number one. The other key thing about your visibility system is you need to be able to see your entire inventory, not just inventory facility by facility. What does your whole network of inventory look like? Because that allows you to make some decisions. For example, I might keep a lower safety stock if I have visibility of all of my inventory in all of my locations. I'll have a lower safety stock, and because I know that if I run out of part ABC, I might be able to pull that from another facility and expedite it to my customer. So it's got to be accurate and it's got to be complete if you want to be able to optimize your inventory, lower costs, and not only satisfy the customer but delight them.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time today, Alan.
All right. Great. It's been good to be here. Thanks.
Thank you, audience, for watching. For Aftermarket Business World, this is Brian Albright.